Making an impact this week, Tim Canova is throwing his hat back in the political ring, trying to take down Debbie Wasserman Schultz again in next year's primary. Why he says the next election will be different. Plus, medical pot advocates are taking the Sunshine State and Governor Scott to court. We're smoking out the details behind the lawsuit. This is NBC 6 Impact, and I'm your host, Jackie Nespral. After a high-profile run for Congress last year, Tim Canova is trying again to unseat longtime Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz. So, why does he feel the next race will turn out differently? Joining me now again on Impact to break down his race for Congress, Tim Canova. Tim, thanks for joining us once again.
Thank you for having me, Jackie.
My
Appreciate
pleasure.
it.
So, a rematch with Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Why do you think that this time around you can beat her?
Well, I think a lot of things are different this time. The last time I got into the race real late, I was a candidate for actually less than 8 months. And last time, Debbie Wasserman Schultz sort of had this air of invincibility. You know, she was very high up in the Hillary Clinton campaign. She was co-chair at the very end of the campaign. She had endorsements from the entire political establishment in Washington, D.C. A lot of strong, powerful forces behind her. And this time, it's a lot different. I'm in the race early, not late. And, my opponent, a lot of folks look at her and they think she shares a lot of the blame for us having Donald Trump in the White House now.
But some people say that that was your moment to succeed because she was embroiled in some controversy back then.
Well, I think the controversy hasn't just disappeared. And I think a lot of folks, when they look at her record as DNC chair, they don't just see the fiasco of the 2016 election that led to Donald Trump. But you can also see that going back almost to 2012, 2014, it's been terrible for Democrats. Democrats have lost over 1,000 legislative seats in the past decade around the country. When you look at the state legislatures and Congress, Democratic Party's in the weakest position it's been in since 1920 now.
Let's talk about Bernie Sanders, because you got a surprising endorsement.
Sure.
From Bernie Sanders last time around, and yet this time around, as of yet, he has not done so.
Well, I'm not surprised. I actually was surprised when he endorsed me last time, and I'm not so sure we can think of even one other candidate who he's ever endorsed who's challenging an incumbent Democrat on Capitol Hill. Bernie has had to work within the Beltway, with colleagues in the Democratic Party. And I don't expect him to get out there and endorse a lot of challengers to incumbent Democrats.
What are you hearing out there when you're meeting with some of the constituents?
Well, folks are very excited that I'm running again. And after the last election, we followed up immediately by launching a community action group called Progress for All. We raised about $100,000 this year from Progress for All, and we spent a lot of it organizing on the issues that really matter. And in fact, we got very involved in a lot of the issues in Tallahassee. We got involved in environmental issues. We tried to get a ban on fracking. We got involved in medical marijuana and solar energy. Really, there's probably a dozen or 2 dozen issues that we got involved in. So the campaign ended last year, but I never really stopped working for the folks in my district.
The focus for many, obviously now in the Democratic Party, is really fighting the health care bill and pursuing the Russia investigation.
Yes.
If you were in office now, how would you handle that?
Well, look, I think the Russia investigation is very important, but it's in the hands of Robert Mueller, special counsel for the Justice Department. I think let's wait and see what special counsel Mueller finds out, what he discovers. In the meantime, we really do, as Democrats, have to stay focused on the issues that matter to people in their everyday lives. Health care and health costs are a major problem, and I hear it all the time from my constituents. So I'm for Medicare for all. I think it makes a lot of sense. It would save money not just for consumers, but for society as a whole to have a single payer system. And for folks who have the means, who want extra insurance, supplementary type of insurance policies, they should be free to purchase their own private insurance. But I am for Medicare for all. My opponent is not, and she's one of the few in South Florida who has not come around for a Medicare for all.
The Senate has now proposed the second part of the health care bill. Do you think it will pass as it stands?
Well, I certainly hope not. I think this Trump care is a real problem. And I say that as somebody who recognizes the limitations of Obamacare, of the Affordable Care Act. It has not kept costs from rising. It doesn't cover enough of our fellow citizens. Right now, there's still about 28 or 29 million Americans that don't have any health coverage. But you take a look at Trump Care, I guess is what they're calling it at times. You know, the Congressional Budget Office has come out with their conclusions that this Republican measure would throw another, I think, 24 million people off of health insurance over the course of the next decade. That's the wrong direction to be going in.
Well, 2 senators have already said they will not vote for it, so they can't afford to lose any more votes.
And it really shows the problem within the Republican Party. It was very easy to vote to repeal Obamacare when they knew it would be, vetoed by President Obama. Now, when it really could become law, they realize that that's not much of an alternative.
You talk us about some of the important issues facing the constituents and what they want to know more about. Health care, of course. And the last time around, you focused your pledge to not take corporate money and to fight for the working class. Is that still your stance?
It is. I won't take a penny from any corporate interests, any political action committees. I don't have any super PACs that are organized working for me. It's a big contrast to my opponent. And that makes me free to stand up for the people on lots of issues. You know, last year when I was running, 60 Minutes had an episode about how many congressional candidates and many members of Congress raise money for their campaigns. They do what's called call time. They're on the phone, 60 Minutes said, 30 hours a week on average, dialing, mostly wealthy folks, people who have a lot of money, dialing, asking for money. And, you know, I'm sorry, but if you spend 30 hours a week on the phone with wealthy CEOs, week in, week out, you start looking at the world through their eyes. You start losing touch with your own constituents. And I'm very blessed because we've had a grassroots movement. I haven't had to pick up the phone not one time and ask anyone for a dime. And that means 30 hours a week that I've been out there meeting with ordinary folks and finding out what concerns them. And I'll tell you what concerns a lot of them, the job market. You know, you take a look at folks between 18 and 34 years old, they're more likely to be living at home with their parents than to be starting a family or living on their own. And that's because it's a tough job market. And I think the official unemployment statistics really mask how difficult it is out there right now.
So how are you funding the campaign right now? You said it's a grassroots organization.
Yeah, we are making appeals for folks to go online to timcanova.com. It's exactly what we did last year.
I remember.
Last year, 209,000 times somebody clicked on their computer and donated an average of $17 to our campaign. And folks are beginning to go online and they're beginning to donate to our campaign again.
We discussed earlier that obviously you were not happy with the results of the November election.
Yeah.
But for some reason you feel inspired by actually the turnout that came to vote for you.
Well, it was very exciting. You know, I was a candidate, like I said, for less than 8 months. And I think at the beginning of the campaign, anyone who was a student at Nova Southeastern University, where I teach, they will have heard of me. But I wasn't in political life. I wasn't in public life. And there was such a groundswell of support, really not just around the country, but really in our district. And by the peak of the campaign, in the August heat and humidity, we had an army of hundreds of folks who were knocking on doors, spreading the word. So it was very inspiring to me to see, I was going to say mostly young folks, but we had people of all ages and all races stepping up and knocking on doors for us and hosting fundraisers, you know, small meet and greets and parties at their houses. And it was really very inspiring to see democracy in action.
I'm curious, as we reach the end of the interview, you were in California endorsing some candidates. Tell us a little bit about that.
It was exciting. I flew out to Southern California just a couple of weeks ago, and we had a couple of meet and greets and a couple of rallies. And from there, it was on to Sacramento, where I spoke to about 100 high school students, and from there to Albuquerque, New Mexico for another campaign event. And really, this is a grassroots movement that's national in scale. And, you know, I feel very blessed that I am one of the leaders of the movement, and I think it's because of the kind of campaign we ran last year.
Well, it's always good to see you, Tim Canova.
Thank you, Jackie.
Thanks for stopping by.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And still to come here on NBC6 Impact, medical marijuana advocates are smoking hot over the state law to implement Amendment 2. Details on a new lawsuit against the Sunshine State next.